poppin'? It is week 8, the final week of the Beast Ball Draft League. Here with Coach Scubar and the Jellicent Jams. Oh, it feels good to actually be able to do a team preview. But yeah, anyways, for this week, week 8, we are going up against Coach Downfall, the Straw Hats. His team consists of Regieleki, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Moltres, Iron Moth, Quaquaval, Talonflame, Florges, Tinkaton, Carbink, and Donphan. So yeah, he actually just made 3 big changes for his team going into playoffs, being Regieleki, the Galarian Moltres, and the Talonflame, which I expect at least 2 of the 3 to come, being the Regieleki and the Galarian Moltres, with definitely the 3rd of the Talonflame being able as a possibility to come. So let's just dive quickly into the team here. Focus Sash Tianpao brought it 8 out of 8 weeks. It's out of Focus Sash 8 out of 8 weeks. Ice Spinner and Sucker Punch as my 2 standard moves and everything. And then I didn't feel like I needed Crunch nor Sacred Sword. And I was kind of debating how I wanted to do my speed control this week, so I actually put Icy Wind on it as a little bit of speed control, because looking at these speed tiers, besides my Hisuian Electrode and my Tianpao, everything else on his team has the higher speed tier for most of my stuff, which is where we'll get into this in a little bit. So yeah, Terra Ground in case I need to take an Electric type move. Moving along, we have Hisuian Arcanine, the Terra Normal Extreme Speeder this week, with the Life Orb, because I want the power, but I want the flexibility of being able to change moves with Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, Extreme Speed, and Iron Head for the amount of Fairy types he has. Plus, I know he also likes to Terra Fairy his Iron Moth. We're going Multi-Scale, AV, Dragonite with Stomping Tantrum, Extreme Speed, Terra Blast, and Red Blade. Again, just another Extreme Speeder as well, but I really did like the Terra Flying Terra Blast from last week. That did a lot of power. And again, it just looks really well into his team. Not too many resistances between the Regieleki and the Carbink and the Tinkaton as well, but that's, yeah, so we got Stomping Tantrum, Extreme Speed just as a priority, and then the Brick Break in case he wants to bring screens with the Grimmsnarl. I know he usually likes to bring at least 1 screen with the Grimmsnarl, so that's why that is there. Good old Sylveon, Pixelate, Fairy Feather, because it's the same thing as Pixie Blade, but I just found out it's a newer item this gen, the Fairy Feather. So you know what, I added it, why not? It's the same thing as Pixie Blade though. Hyper Voice, Terra Blast, Yawn, and Protect. Pretty standard stuff again, so Terra Ground is for the Iron Moth, if the Terra's already used up 4 times weakness and everything. And then between Ground and Fairy, that pretty much covers his team pretty well. Sylveon, I think, is going to be putting in a lot of work this week with the amount of Fairy resistances he has. And then, yeah, just didn't necessarily felt like I need any speed control with Scarf or anything. Hindsight 2020, I would have gone with the Quick Attack instead of Yawn, but that's just for going forward. Gastrodon, Storm Drain, Rindo Berry, Terra Fire, Earth Power, Muddy Water, Yawn, and Ice Beam. So now this Gastrodon is a little funky because I realize his team has a huge weakness to Water and Ground. So that's why we're common and everything. Yawn, because Yawn is such a good move. We are 252 Modest, 116 HP, 140 Special Defense. This will live a non-Terra, Modest, Booster Energy, like special attack boosting energy ball from Iron Moth with the Rindo Berry. Because, you know, he sees the Gastrodon coming. He doesn't have, does he have any grass types? No, he actually, I don't think he, no, he doesn't, yeah, he dropped the Wochian, so no, he doesn't actually have any grass types. So, it's one of the only things I learned to grass type moves on his team. So he's absolutely bringing that with Energy Ball. If I had to predict the moves on the Iron Moth, which he brings a lot, Fiery Dance, Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam, and Energy Ball. And then finally, my speed control for this week. I was really thinking about bringing Electro just as my standard speed control. But looking at these speed tiers and looking, priority tail and stuff, I realized I wanted to try something special this week, and I haven't really tried this yet because my team is pretty fast. But with Gastrodon, Sylveon, and a no speed, this is a very bulky infested Dragonite. I wanted to go Trick Room, and there is one Mon on my team that learns Trick Room. His name is Gallade. So Gallade's coming out this week. Psycho Cut, Sacred Sword, Knockoff, and Trick Room. With the Roselli Berry, in case it is Terra Fairy, Dazzling Gleam, I can take that. Terra Ghost, just to prevent any fake outs from the Tinkaton and everything. And if I just need to lose my typing and everything. So that's pretty much standard this week. Nothing too crazy, as I say, as I'm bringing Trick Room for the first time ever. Yeah, we're sitting at a record of 4-3, so I'm pretty sure we're clinched for playoffs, but obviously I want to try to get as high of a seed as possible, because I think Ted secured the number 1 seed, but the number 2 seed also gets a bye as well, whereas 3, 4, 5, and 6 have to play the first round, so... And yeah, and I'm just not looking to end with how strong I've started this season. I'm just not looking to end on a 3-game loss streak. So, let's get into some battle. Alright, here we go. Week 8 versus Coach Downfall. Alright, getting into the team here. We're bringing, Chanpao, Arcanine, Sui, Dragonite, Sylveon, Gastrodon, Gallade versus Iron Moth, Talonflame, Regieleki, Galarian Moltres, Grimmsnarl, and Quaquaval. So, 5 out of the 6 Mons I was predicting. I honestly was expecting the Tinkaton over the Talonflame, but the Talonflame, the Regieleki, and the Galarian Moltres are all his new 3 pickups, so it makes sense that those are coming. He wants to start testing them out and get comfortable with them before playoffs, as well as Iron Moth, Grimmsnarl, and Quaquaval have been just some of his staples for the entire season so far. So I want to try with the Trick Room so far and everything. I want to lead the Trick Room. And I go out with Sylveon first, because I want Gastrodon in the back for cleanup, and I think that's what I led. I think, I read with that, or no, I lead Gastrodon first. Yeah, no, I lead Gastrodon first with Sylveon in the back for cleanup, and the Dragonite as well. I lead my fast mode of Arcanine and Chanpao at home for this first game. And yeah, here we go into the battles. Good luck, have fun to Coach Brandon. I'm currently at a record of 5-3, and I believe he's at 5-2, so with a win here, I tie us up in our records, and then I believe I have the better set differential, so I will get the higher seed. Obviously, if I lose here, I go 4-4, we go 6-2. So out comes the Iron Moth and the Talonflame, and immediately, right away, the first thing I'm scared of that I completely forgot about just during team prep, and I'll have to remember for playoffs, is priority Brave Bird. Brave Bird would absolutely knock out my Chanpao here. Not my Chanpao, my Gallade here. Sorry. So I have to Terra into the Gliss just to get rid of that fighting type weakness, so I'll be able to live hopefully a double up. But I know he's gonna probably go for the energy ball into Gastrodon, and then I just go for the Muddy Water, forcing Terra. It's still gonna be good damage. Out comes the Terra Grass. So yeah, I figured he'd be carrying the Iron Moth, but Terra Grass into Terra instead of Terra Fairy. I'm a little scared now though, because we didn't see the booster item, so I don't know what item this is, and I don't know if I necessarily live with the Terra Grass. So we both Terra on our first turn. He doesn't actually go for the Brave Bird, he goes for the Tailwind. I don't know if he was not expecting the Trick Room or what. Out comes the Energy Ball, the Moment of Truth with the Ridno Berry. And I live on 15 HP. Gastrodon, I will call you clutch, but you're going to lose it in a second. So out comes the Muddy Water here. misses on the Talonflame, which is arguably the more important of the miss, because this means Talonflame still has priority breakboard up being at Blade Beam. But I get the Trick Room off, so I'm like, alright, nice. Game 1 shenanigans going well so far. Yeah, again, I'm not too worried about this Iron Moth now, because Blade is pretty specially defensive. But yes, because they miss the Muddy Water, they get a crit priority breakboard on my Gas Shot. It's like, that's, yeah, that just Muddy Water. And I just go for the Psycho Cut to get some good damage off, and a single target Heat Wave doesn't do too bad. Again, this Blade is very bulky, because I was projecting to live the Terra Fairy Dazzling. But I've got the speed, I've got the Trick Room up in their Tailwind, so I'm feeling pretty good about the speed controls now, again, because I got some of my slower mons out with the Blade and the Sylveon. And I'm just gonna like, alright, a Hyper Voice should take out a Talonflame, because even though it is resisted, it's not that much, and it's not that bulky and everything, unless it is, which that's fine. But then I'm not too worried about it doing anything back, and I was like, so let's just get rid of the Iron Moth now, because it most likely does not have Protect. I've rarely seen him rarely have a Protect, especially if he's pairing both Dazzling Gleam and Energy Ball on this. Yeah, so let's just get it out of the way here. But the Sylveon's in a pretty good position to start sweeping if he has Quaffle Ball, Grimmsnarl, and or Galarian Moltres in the back. Even Regieleki too. Because again, no Fairy resists. So he just switched out his Fairy resist. And I see the Quaffle Ball come in. I'm like, unless that thing is Sash, that thing is not living. Fairy Feather, Hyper Voice, Sylveon. So the Hyper Voice comes out into both of them, and the Psycho Cut cleans up the Iron. So I'm like, nice. The Trick Room shenanigans, yeah, the Trick Room shenanigans are working out so far, and I'm up 3-2 in this game so far. And the Talonflame's like what, 35% HP? Out comes Buggy the Grimmsnarl and Zoro. So I'm like, all right. I'm feeling pretty confident about this first game here. It's not over yet though, because he can just go for a Sucker Punch onto my Blade, which I'm like, so I just take the risk. I'm like, no, if he Sucker Punches, he Sucker Punches. I at least still get big damage off of the Sylveon Hyper Voice. And I knock off because I want to see what item the Talonflame is. That's why I specifically knock off. I want to, just start scouting some information. So, yeah, and you can go for a Fake Out here, you can go for a Screens, you can go for a Sucker Punch. Honestly, not too worried about what it can do, but I just need to learn the speed control. So they go for the Fake Out onto my Sylveon, get another critical hit, so I'm now like 3 RNGs against me. But I get the knockoff onto the Talonflame, that knocks it out, as expected, and I see Wide Lens. I'm like, Wide Lens. I'm like, alright, he most likely has Will-O-Wisp then, he doesn't want to be wisping the Will-O-Wisp, no. Missing the Will-O-Wisp. I just check how many more turns of Trick Room I got and everything. Though actually doesn't end up mattering because the Grimmsnarl is the slowest thing on the field. So they go first, get the Spirit Break into my Sylveon, get a special attack ball. It's now 4 RNGs against me. But even with that special attack drop, a single target Hyper Voice, Fairy Feather, Pixelate Sylveon, picks up the 1-hit KO. And that's my girl and everything. So take game 1 almost cleanly. We take it pretty quickly, pretty decisively, yeah. But I'm like, all right. I'm like, the trick's up now. Like I've revealed the cards up my sleeve. I'm like, he knows about the Trick Room. So I'm like, I'm thinking about just how I want to adapt and everything. I'm like, do I want to go with the fast mode? Do I want to start Icy Winding? I was like, I don't necessarily have a way for him to stop Tailwind, because even if I also like Elite Dragonite, Arcanine, I'm like extreme speed to break the priority Tailwind. I'm like, its Talonflame is still faster than Chipotle with the Arcanine, and so to get a Rock Slide off. So I'm like, you know what? I want to see how he adapts, because I'm like, because that would go well for game 3 and everything. I'm like, he knows about the Trick Room now. You can see I'm considering the fast mode here. But I end up, just spoilers, I end up going back to the Trick Room lead. I think I end up running back the same thing, except I want to bring I bring Arcanine over Dragonite, which I can't remember in the moment why I chose Arcanine over Dragonite, but I'm really proud I made that call, and I think it was a good one. I think seeing the Talonflame, seeing the Iron Moth, and just, yeah, I have Iron Head for the Grimmsnarl, and just priority Terranol like Warp Extreme Speed. So I want to see how he adapts for this trick, seeing as what I've revealed now. So yeah, could go. I'll say I didn't necessarily want to bring. I almost thought about bringing the Electro, but I would have had to drop the Gastrodon. I was thinking I would have dropped the Gastrodon on that just to have speed options, like whether I can go fast with Electrode or Trick Room with Blade. But you know, I'm glad. I know hindsight 2020. I'm glad I didn't make that decision to bring Electro, because you can just see, even because Gastrodon just went down to the priority Brave Bird that first game, and he missed the Muddy Water. But I think Gastrodon's gonna do some more work in the second game. So out comes Talonflame and the Galarian Moltres, which is a great Coach Downfall. That's a great fix to my Trick Room now, because especially since I've revealed the Terra Ghost, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, he's gonna Brave Bird Fiery Wrath. I'm like, because he's not gonna let me get the Trick Room this time. Absolutely not. I don't know. It's like. And I can't, and if I Terra Ghost, I'm like, to live Brave Bird, I'm like, I'm gonna die of the Fiery Wrath. So I have no choice. I gotta let the Blade go down here, and we'll play from there. And I go for, I'm like, let's get this Galarian Moltres system. So I go for the out comes the Brave Bird, just a one-hit KO. Yeah, the Blade's a frail fighter. So rest in peace, Blade. You know, you did your duty game 1 with the Trick Room. Breaks their Gale Wings. They go for the Fiery Wrath, single target. I'm surprised how little that did. But again, just more RNGs against me. I get the flinch. I'm flinched there. So I'm like, game, you better start turning this around. Between 4 RNGs against me last game, and now that flinch. So I'm like, alright, double flying types. Let's come out, let's Rock Slide. I'm like, even if he sets up Tailwind here, I'm like, I'm not too worried about what this Galarian. I'm like, if it's Terra Ground, I'm like, that's a little scary, but it's at least getting permission to come out. So I see the Terra here, and I know it's coming on for the Moltres. And that's why, in case it's Terra Ground, I also go for the Ice Beam. It's super effective no matter what. But it's Terra Water. Now, I would say that's a great Terra, because, you resist the ice and everything. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp onto the Hisuian Arcanine, either predicting a Terra Normal, or he just thought that fire types can be Will-O-Wisp, but unfortunately, no, that's not the case. I get the Rock Slide off, which is good to know that I outspeed the Moltres, and they go for the Terra Blast. I don't know if he's familiar with how Storm Drain works, but it's a complete redirection, yeah. So even though I get the Ice Beam off into a resisted Moltres, I'm like, that's fine, because A, I've got the Terra out now, B, and B, I redirected that Terra Water. So Gastrodon clutch and everything. Iron Moth's coming out here. I'm like, and you can't Terra because you already Terra'd your Moltres. But I am scared about an Energy Ball coming out. And I was actually looking at this. I'm like, I'm Terra Fire. I guess I could have Terra Fire with the Gastrodon here, actually. I Terra Normal my Arcanine just because I was like, I want to do more damage when I Extreme Speeds later. I didn't need the Terra Ground on the Sylveon, especially knowing that this is Terra Water Terra Blast. And that this thing's got Energy Ball as well. And yeah, I guess I could have Terra Fired my Gastrodon here to resist the Energy Ball coming in. Because they go for the Protect on the Moltres, which is a good Protect. I get the Rock Slide. Almost brings out the Iron Bomb and everything. And again, we're not seeing the booster energy. But RNG just returns my favor a little bit. Because I 100% I think I would have died on the ball there. But I get the flinch. So that was actually a really crucial flinch. That flinch absolutely mattered. And out comes the Quaco Ball, and I'm like, nice. 2 water types into my Storm Drain Gastrodon. Like, so that nullifies a quarter of their moves. I'm like, because he can't Aqua Step and he can't Terra Blast. And they just protected So now I'm just like, listen, if we get this Moltres asleep, I'm confident, especially next to the Astronaut, that Sylveon can clean up versus a Pokemon. So I go for the extreme speed because I figure he's just gonna close combat here. I want to see how much this does. I get a crit, which you can just see how much damage that does, but I wanted to break it even with the Focus Sashes. Because I haven't seen the Focus Sash, I don't know where it is. Fiery Wrath and close combat into Arcanine. Arcanine, you did your job. Rest in peace. Good doggo. But yeah, Arcanine goes down here, so. But again, with Sylveon in the back, I'm really confident, even with the Moxie boost. I'm like, I don't think this thing gets Poison Jab, I don't think this thing gets any Steel type moves. So, get the Yawn off, and I'm like, great, I can go into Sylveon. So again, this is why I say I should have rather had Quick Attack over the Yawn, because I wanted the Yawn just in case I didn't want to bring the Gastrodon. But you see a Quick Attack, I just could have Quick Attack knocked out the old Pokeball here. I go for the Protect to help preserve Sylveon and make sure the Moltres goes to sleep next turn. And yeah, I should have targeted the Quackle Ball just to make it a 1v1 and everything instead of leaving it as a 2v1 instead of a 2v2. Hindsight 2020 kind of deal, because he goes for the Ice Spinner into my Sylveon. So, and you can just see how little, yeah, that how little that Fiery Wrath does. But yeah, see, this is like a mistake because they activate the Berserker, and I see the Citrus Bear, which I totally forgot that Berserker is this ability. So again, I should have just targeted the Quackle Ball to prevent it from getting that special boost up. Especially because if it got another Moxie boost by KOing my Gastrodon here, that could be a problem. But with the Galarian Moltres, I went for the Earth Power just to get more damage on it, so Sylveon could pick up the KO. But with the Moltres asleep, a +1 Ice Spinner, you can't go for Aqua Step. Does a good amount of damage. See, that's why I'm like, hindsight 2020. If I let that thing get the +2, it might have been a problem. A crit onto the Galarian Moltres, but I don't think it mattered from that range of HP. And just the Fairy Feather Galarian Moltres, or the Fairy Feather Sylveon with the Hyper Voice picks up the double KO. And we take the 2-0 versus Coach Downfall and the Straw Hats. So, GG's. Yeah, I know I came out with some tricks versus this, but I think you really made some strong additions to your team with the 3 Mons. And like I said, I am scared for our rematch now in playoffs, because now I revealed the tricks up my sleeve. So that's what's up next is playoffs. I either go in as either 3rd or 2nd seed. It depends if Coach YK wins his next 2 matches. Basically, if he wins his next 2 matches, I go in 3rd seed. But if he loses either one of those matches, I go in 2nd seed. So come on, Ted. Come on, McMeasy. I'm rooting for you guys. Take a game off of, or a match off of YK. And yeah. Otherwise, we end our regular season here at 5-13 with a win-loss of 13-6. So either guaranteed 2nd or 3rd seed. And I'll see you guys for playoffs. Scubar and the Jellicent Jams, over and out.